Hello tenors, good afternoon, hope we're all feeling okay. Lovely to be with you today. Hi Judith, hi Mark, I hope you're all feeling okay. Looking forward to a bit of singing, bit of tough singing, but we're going to get stuck in. I've just been having a little reminder of that tenor line in the Allegro section. Do you know what? Lots of it is actually a lot easier than we think it is, I think. It's just that there are some fast fiddly bits surrounding it. I'm fine, thank you. I've been quite busy today. I've got quite a lot of work on at the moment. But I've still managed to get out for a run, which was lovely. Although actually it was kind of raining, but it was quite nice to feel fresh. Hi Anne. Don't worry Anne. That sounds quite difficult to sing with. Maybe you could hum. I don't know how that will feel, but just see what you can do. But I think it will still be worth being here. Just like in normal choir where we'd say, well, come to the rehearsal anyway. You can sit and listen. I wonder who else is going to say hello today. Do pop your name in the chat if you're here. It's lovely to know that you're there. I'll give you a shout out. And we'll start in 5 minutes. If you want to find the movement 7, then do. We're not going to do any other movements today. So if you get to movement 7, you'll be on the right page to begin with. We'll do a short warm-up like last week in these sectionals. Save the numbers for the tutti. I wonder how many people are practicing the numbers instead of practicing the petite messe solennelle. Mark, don't worry. I don't mind. If there aren't many people here today, then the lucky people who are here can have a very tailor-made session. And hello to all those tenors who are catching up with this later in the future. We'll head off in about a couple of minutes. Judith, you keep trying. Eventually I find that it becomes almost like muscle memory rather than sort of thinking about it too much. You know what I mean? I kind of hear where the 3 is in the rhythm. No, I don't think we needed many chairs today. I think you're right. Just sorting out a couple of tracks here, but I'm making sure that the tenors one is ready. And it is. Well, do you know what? It's not always about quantity. Hi, Kevin. Thanks for catching up, and it's good to have you here today. I think there are going to be some slightly trickier moments today, but I promise we're going to slow down compared to yesterday. The speed is definitely slower, and it will be me with the piano rather than constantly singing with the backing track. Okay, we'll use the backing track once we've done a little section just to recap, and that will be with the tenor voice highlighted as well, so it won't be the tutti track either. So hopefully today will be calm and useful and prepare us for next week, where I hope that we will come back together again and sing through this just to see where we are again. And I'll keep recapping these trickier movements as we go along in the next few weeks, because I know that it needs ticking over, this sort of music. Hi, Catherine. Well, we've got a few more people now, which is great. And, the tenors are always the small section in a choir, aren't they? But, as I say, it really is quality, not quantity. A couple more minutes, one more minute, and then we will get started. Hi, Don. Lovely to have you here. Great. Well, it is 3 o'clock in my time, so I will begin. It's lovely to see you, tenors, and for those who are catching up, hello as well. We're going to do a very brief warm-up because, as you know, we've got lots of work to do today on the Cum Sancto Spiritu. So if you can stand up, then do. I'm going to stay sitting down, but I'm just finding that posture that we were talking about yesterday. Feet flat on the floor, feeling the floor being useful for me, being supportive, a nice right angle in my legs, and I'm just kind of bouncing a little bit just to kind of find where I land naturally, where's the most kind of balanced, poised position for me. Growing through my spine, pulling my mixer towards me, growing through my spine, there we go. It's funny being attached to something. And growing through the back of my head, through the crown of my head, not lifting with my chin, just feeling taller through the back. Feeling kind of a space all around me rather than just thinking about me personally. I'm just trying to think of opening out the space, opening my shoulders out and feeling like I'm filling the area. We're going to breathe in for 4 and out to a shh for 8. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4 and shh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lovely. And trying to be at the end of that breath, remember, at the end of the 8 counts. Let's do that on a s now. Okay, so breathing in, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lovely. And finally, the hardest one of all, low breath, please. A low, long breath for 4 counts. Okay, breathing in, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gone. Nice. Okie dokie. Something pitched now. So here's B flat. And from here, wow. Just the beginning of the session now. So just keep this really light. Don't try too hard. Just let your voice kind of be. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2. Really free and easy, please, for these exercises at the beginning of a session. Let's just do something that takes us actually a little bit lower. So this is D major. Am I going to go mi, me, ma, mo, mu, and then we're going to go down. So there we go. 2, 3, 4. Mi, me, ma, mo, mu. 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 One more. Mi, me, ma, mo, mu. Great. Well, I'm glad that Kevin's wife will be able to hear him today. I think that's a wonderful thing to hear on a Zoom call. Why not? Okay, so let's get stuck in now. So we're looking at movement 7, cum Sancto Spiritu, and I'm looking at your first entry, please, which is bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, bar 13. Now, we did look at this bit yesterday, but I thought it would be a nice little intro today to just recap that, and then we'll get into the Allegro. So your very first entry, please, on your F. Just while we're kind of freshly voiced, if you want to sing this down the octave at the moment, that's absolutely fine. Cum sancto, or up there, cum sancto spiritu. After 4, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cum sancto spiritu in gloria Dei Patris, and off. Off. Lovely. Now, as I say, just down the octave is no problem at all. However, whatever you sing, whichever octave at the beginning, it needs to be energetic. I did not give that nearly enough energy, actually, just thinking back to my performance then. Cum sancto spiritu in gloria Dei. You get the most kind of trumpet fanfare line there, don't you? Outlining the F major triad. So, ba 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 ba. I do think you win actually for the best line at the beginning of this. So, really trumpets out. Here we go. Same thing is a 1, 2, 3, 4. Cum sancto spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. Off. Off. Fantastic. I'm sure we're all feeling really nice and confident with that opening. I wouldn't mind just doing it once more now for a couple of extra musical details. So if you notice in the third bar that you sing here, Dei has the hats on, and in my edition, everyone has hats. The sopranos and the altos have hats on their notes, kind of through, they have it on sancto, they have it on spe, they have it on in, gloria. For some reason, in my edition, it's not on the tenor line most of the time. If yours is the same, can you just make sure you transfer those hats onto your notes too, exactly where the sopranos and the altos have them? Copy that. And when you get to those notes in particular, can you make those more kind of poof, poof, marcato, sancto? And notice that I sing sancto instead of toe, and I don't turn it around. It's right, left open. Sancto SPE, S-P-E-E, spiritu. If you can roll your R, then absolutely do, okay? And then in will have a hat on it. In gloria Dei Patris. Just a quaver on tris, remember. Cut that short. And then for the amen, we're doing exactly as written for the length. Men, off. And then amen, off. Okay, last time now, please, for this, and then we will get stuck into the Allegro. I promise I can hear you saying, I just want to sing the fast Allegro. Here we go. Cum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cum sancto spiritu in gloria Dei Patris, and amen, off. Amen, off. Fantastic. Right, the time has come. So, could you look at figure 26 for me? And then count ahead to your first entry, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 bars after figure 26. Your first entry in the Allegro. Okay? And to begin with, I want you to not sing any of the words at all. I just want you to do it to ta. Ta, 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 and so on, okay? Here we go. We'll do this in 4, by the way, for the moment. So we'll be in 2 eventually, but for today, or for lots of today when we learn it, we'll be in 4 beats in a bar. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. Ta 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 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Ta 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 and that is our section 1, isn't it, of the Allegro? So that's where we're stopping, and that's where 27A happens. Okay, so let's do that all again, just to a ta, still to a ta, at this speed. So back to where we began. Ta, ta, your first entry. In fact, instead of ta this time, let's make it la, so that this time there's less percussion about what we're singing and more line. So we'll have a real kind of romantic, we'll probably get rid of this, but for now, la, 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 la. Really, really smooth, romantic gesture. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. La, 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 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. La, 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 Nice job, tenors. Okay, should we put the words in? So let's go back to where we began, and we'll put the words in, and I'm sure it's going to be wonderful already. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cum sancto spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. Amen. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Amen. Okay. Lovely. By the way, so Judith, we're just between figure 26 and 27. It's the tenor's first entry in the Allegro, in the Cum Sancto Spiritu. So that was probably pretty good now with these words in. Should we do that slightly faster? So this is still your entry between 26 and 27. And this time, even though we're not going to go at full speed, I want you to start to phrase immediately now. So start to feel where the light and the shade in the phrases. So for me, Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. So I can feel that I want to just let that top F tug and sing. But at the beginning, I want to bounce onto Spiritu. Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. phrase at this stage, the more we find the interest in the line, the movement, the flow, what we want to highlight and what we don't, the better the note learning process will be, because we'll have something more to cling on to than just a big long string of endless notes. So let's find shape immediately. Here we go. 1 and Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. Amen. 2, 1. Amen. 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 Great. Now then, I just sang an I sang ah, and it's amen from the F to the E flat there. I'm very sorry about that. My fault. I just spotted that. Now you'll notice and you'll hear when Robin sings this that he sings it so expressively. He enjoys every moment of it, every little bit of it, the ebb and flow. And in this yada, you can feel that wants to go amen. Da da, it's even more ba da 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 da. So if we can really enjoy those tugged open seventh intervals, how exciting are they? Then again, we stop worrying about notes, we start thinking about something else, okay, something way more important than notes. One more thing that I'll be asking everyone to do, before figure 27A, when you have these quavers, which you get a couple of times, and a bit before that you have, can they be quite bouncy? Amen, amen. Because this little moment before figure 27A, about 8 bars or so, amen, 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 there's something a little bit more kind of about it between the sopranos, especially with their lines. If you get a moment just to listen to what the sopranos do at this point, that kind of guides how I hear this section before figure 27A. It's got a little bit more kind of to it compared to the opening, the very opening of your allegro. Right, let's do this one more time with me, and then we're going to sing through with the track. So back to your first entry. Nice and dancing now. Is a 1, 2. Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. Amen. And 1. Amen. Ellie, amen. I'm so sorry, I've ruined that end for you, and I'm sure you're all doing fantastically well. Trust me. Okay, this is now same thing with Robin, okay, who won't mess it up. So this is just shortly before your entry that we've just been doing, okay, shortly before. I'll count you in when we get there though. I just need to play something so I can see it. Okie dokie. Okay, there it was, my fault. Here we go. Here we go.
Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. Amen.
2, 1.
Amen. 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 Amen.
Great. Now, obviously, that's a little bit faster than what we've just done. I appreciate that this is going to be a little bit kind of quick fire today through all of these sections, but obviously you can come back to this video and do these sections again in sections, and then see how you progress next time you try that with Robin again. But good work on section 1. Now then, the good thing is that section 2 from 27A starts to just lengthen out into minims, and we can all breathe just a little sigh of relief for the moment, okay? So let's look at 27A now, carrying on. So we've just finished, and now here we go, and I'm going to go back into crotchets. 1, 2, 3. Amen. 2, 3. Good. So, and that's the next section. A lot of that section is really manageable because it's in minims, and we do get to just slow down the pace a little bit because we're in minims. But let's start with the end of that section, which isn't so simple because we have lots of running quavers, okay? So I'm looking before figure 28, I'm looking 3 bars. It's the E flat. Okay? 3 bars before 28 is 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're simply going to do the last 2 beats before 28, which is da do 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 do. And I always practice things like that. I go ba do 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 dum, da do 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 dum, amen, ba do 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 dum, ba do 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 dum, amen, amen. Okay? And now 2 beats before that we have ba do do do, da do 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 do, ba do do do, da do 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 do, amen, ba da 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 dum, ba da 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 dum, ba da 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 dum, da 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 dum, ba da 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 dum. And that is honestly the most fun and ridiculous way to practice little fiddly things like that, to just get them into your muscle memory. Now go 2 beats before that, so this is now 1.5 bars before figure 28. So we have, and then, so da 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 Now when I'm just an R is 1, 2. Amen, amen, amen. One more time is 1, 2. Amen. Nice job, tenors. Okay, so this is 2 bars before figure 28 now. 2 bars. So there's the C. 1. Let's go back into crotchets actually for when we go further back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Amen. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amen. And again is 1, 2, 3, 4. Amen. One more time is 1, 2, 3, 4. Amen. Now go 3 bars before figure 28 for me. So that's the E flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amen. One more time. There's the E flat. It's 3 bars before 28. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amen. Good. Okay, 4 bars before figure 28, we have this A. And then we go all the way up here. Ya, ya, ya. Okay, here's the A is 1, 2, 3, 4. Amen. It's going to become an earworm. You're going to go to bed just. Okay. The bar before the A now, so 5 bars before figure 28. Okay, here's the B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should we do that one again? So from that B flat, 5 bars before. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amen. I love that bit now. Okay, now then, we're going to leave just from that section now to the end there, but I want to look at something else in this section, which is, if we go back to figure 27A, actually, that's the best place to pick this up. So figure 27A, which is where this section begins. Okay. So we have da 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 da. So we're on our minims. 1 and 2. Amen. And one. Amen, amen, amen. And this is the bit I want to talk about. At this point, on the C, amen, can you feel all of the beats that are between your notes? So all of the main beats, effectively. So we get 1, amen, 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 which is why I keep going, because that's the main beat. And if they're going to be rhythmic, these C's, we all need a collective sense of where the actual beats are and what you're singing off, what you're kind of bouncing against, what you're syncopated from, okay? So let's go straight on your first syncopated C entry. Is 1, 2, 1. Amen, 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 amen. Cool. That's a lot of that. That's those first 2 sections, hopefully covered in a nice amount of detail to feel like you can at least come back to this video and get really, really to grips with all of that. I wouldn't mind just singing all of those first 2 sections now with Robin. So if you go back to your first entry, so after figure 26, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 bars after figure 26. Here we go. Shortly before. 1, 2.
Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. 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 Amen.
How was your ending then? I bet it was great. I bet it was absolutely fantastic. Yadidididum. Okay, so good work, really, really good work. It won't be perfect yet, I know that, and I know now you'll go back to that first section and you'll think, I thought I had that and I just missed a bit. But don't worry, okay? It's all, we're not going to absolutely get this in 1 hour. Obviously, it does take practice, obviously. So should we carry on for now, though? So figure 28, I want to make sure we do finish. So figure 28, section 3, if you will. This is your B flat there. And we do get some repeat material now, so we can start to feel a little bit happier about kind of what comes back. So a lot of what we've done is really useful now. So this is figure 28, your B flat in the second bar of 28. 1, 2. Amen. 2, 3. Amen. And cum sancto spiritum in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. 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 And 1. Amen. 2, 3, 4. Amen. Amen. 2, 3, 4. Amen. Amen. 2, 3. Amen. 2, 3. Amen. 2, 3. Amen. Amen. Next section. So this is one of the longest sections that I've chunked it down into, partly because we do get some repeat material, which hopefully we feel a lot better about now. But it does definitely feel a lot longer, doesn't it? So let's look back now at figure 28, where this begins, figure 28. The second bar, your B flat, and we will simply do that again. So slows down. If you're not quite keeping up with this, then try again to a la, or a bar, or a ta, okay? Just drop the words for a bit. But actually, a lot of the words are okay, aren't they? Because often we're on an amen, so often the words aren't the issue here in this sort of fast music. Okay, after 2 is 1, 2. Amen. 2, 3. Amen. Cum sancto spiritum in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. 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 And 1. Amen. 2, 3. Amen. 2, 3, 4. Amen. Amen. 2, 3, 4. Amen. Amen. 2, 3. Amen. 2, 3. Amen. 2, 3. Amen. Amen. So what we hear in that section are lots of, firstly, musical material coming back that we already know, but secondly, lots of repeating patterns. And you can, as soon as you have a repeated pattern, you feel really quite secure, don't you? That the next time it comes, oh yes, that one, that's fine. So really enjoy the fact that there are patterns and it's not just one long string of notes. And before we move on from this section, I really want to have a look at the ending to this section. So where we've ended this section on the on the D to the B, could you go back 1, 2, 3? 3 bars actually is fine. So it's where it says smooth sando, and you'll remember that word from the Kyrie, meaning dying away. Okay, so from this top F that you sing, get the right key. It's really, really going to come away to nothing, so that the piano is actually truly magical, and probably a little bit less than piano for me, probably more pianissimo. So let the top F sing first and then start to come away from it. Okay, here we go. Let's go into 2. 1, 2. Amen. Can we try that again? 1, 2. Amen. Fantastic stuff. I think we should just have a go at this section with Robin straight away. So if we turn back to figure 28, and I'll find just before that point. Okay, just before figure 28, which is your Amen. So you should hear the alto entry at figure 28.
Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. 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 Amen, 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 amen.
Lovely. So that is quite a long section, and I imagine that you might want to spend a little bit of time on that bit, okay, compared to the first 2 sections that we were looking at. Now, you'll be glad to know that in this next section, in this softer section, we're back into longer notes, and they do feel like a safety net after all of that fast-paced movement, okay? So let's have a look at this next section, starting on your C. In 2 for this is 1, 2. Amen. 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 And that's the end of that section. Okay, so hopefully this does feel like a breather after everything we just did. Okay, and we're going to have look back now at the beginning of this section. So if you can find where we just began from the C. Okay, from the C. And actually we're even going to slow this down so we can just enjoy singing some sustained notes and really now think about sound for a minute. Don't worry so much about notes right now. Just think about singing these lovely sustained amens softly, really softly. Okay, 1, 2. Amen. Amen. And I'm doing the most dramatic crescendo at the end there. Can you make sure it just says cresque on the page, which for me is never good enough. You need huge hairpins, okay? Amen. So that you really lead us into figure 30. Really lead us there, take us there, okay? Another thing to remember as you're on these pages of long minim R's, can you remember or keep writing in that the word is amen, and so we still want this bright Italianate amen. So try not to accidentally go into what I call the omnivowel, which just kind of drops into, it could be any word, you know, and it just becomes this sort of sound. Keep it there, keep it in the fact that it is the word amen. Amen, amen, always bright, okay, always bright. Let's have the go at this section. So if you can find where we just began, from the C again, section 4, I think. I've called them different section numbers, which was slightly unhelpful from my point of view, but there we go. This is just before we come in.
Amen. 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 Amen.
Crescendo. Ya-do-da-bum. We just feel like we've got there, don't we, at figure 30. Nice. Well, we're doing a really, really great job here. Let's look on at figure 30, and hopefully some of this material, again, will feel like it's back to home territory, okay? So this is from the... let's slow that down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Amen. Amen. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Amen. Cum sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. And that's down onto our final section in the Allegro. So a lot of that feels like home territory, feels like stuff we've already covered. Should we try that again? So if you go back to find figure 30. Okay. And let's just give that another sing through at that speed. I think that's a nice speed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Amen. Amen. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Amen. Cum sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. 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 Okie dokie. I hope that's feeling okay with those quavers that seem obviously really fast when we're back in the 2. But actually, lots of the quaver work in this is the stuff that repeats. So if we're happy with it the first time round, then we're probably happy with it the next time it comes around, okay? So let's try figure 30 again, figure 30. Slightly faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Amen. Amen. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Amen. Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. Fantastic. Well, before we sing that section with Robin, I'm just going to go through the next section with us from figure 31 because it's really quite short and I think that you're going to be absolutely fine with this next section, okay? I'm really enjoying singing my low E's today, which are not really in my range at all, but as I say, I've told some of you before, I really want to be a tenor. That's my true voice part. I'm sure I just need to keep talking low and I'll get there eventually. Okay, figure 31, which is your F entry, the bar later. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Amen. 2, 3, 4, 1. Amen. 2, 3, 4, 1. Amen. So lots of repeating patterns there, lots of repeating patterns. Should we try that section once more? So figure 31. What a lovely short section. I think I left that as a present at the end of this. So figure 31, the second bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Amen. 2, 3, 4, 1. Amen. 2, 3, 4, 1. Amen. Crowd go wild at that point, okay? So huge triple F. And then we have one final bit to cover, but I just want to finish this allegro first. So could you turn back now, please, to figure 30? And it'll be a bit before that, actually, but we're going to try and jump in at figure 30, okay? So, here we go. Here we go, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Amen, amen. Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen, 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 amen.
2, 1.
Amen.
2, 1.
Amen. 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 Amen.
Let's sing this bit.
Gloria in excelsis. In excelsis Deo.
Lovely. And I know we looked at that yesterday. So Gloria in excelsis Deo. And then off we go into our final section. So let's have a look at this last animando un poco. So as you can hear, we kind of keep sparking the energy in this final section, and it just feels like there's this little pushing a cell the whole time, this sense of there's a fire behind me, towards the end. Okay, so let's hear this men, the upbeat into the animando. Okay, 1, 2, 1. Remember, I've dropped that final quaver at the end, so it's just men off. Now, look before your final F, that final bar, 1, 2, 3 bars, where you have your men. I love that bar. It's just you that have that, and I think each crotchet needs to be really weighty. Men, and that scale is going to get you right to that A flat, I know, so that it's glorious at the top of that scale. Could you go the bar before that? So that's the E. So we go, amen, ah. Here we go. 1, 2. Amen, amen. Off. Great. Now look for me. In fact, let's go back to the animando, so where we just began. And you heard again how the patterns just keep repeating. So the animando we have and then slightly higher, and then slightly higher, and then we're kind of on the home straight, aren't we? So let's just try up to that long top F that I just got to. So from the animando, 1, 2, 1. Amen, 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 and then you hold this F for ages, amen, and then and then the next entry on your G needs to be bang on time, please. So it's coming just after the first beat of that bar. 1, 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1. Amen. Amen. 2, 1. Amen. And we just want to jump in there with a real kind of accented amen. Amen. 2. Amen. And then finally, we hold the D for ages, and then amen, 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 amen. What a glorious A flat that is, and I know you will sing it gloriously with all of your might. Okay, how are we doing for time? Do you know what? I think we've got time to just continue singing this final section, and then shall we just do one run through just for luck today, just to see what's there and what's not. You know, not everything will be there today. Like I say, we're not going to get every single note perfect in an hour, But hopefully you can see, oh, that page is the bit I need to look at, and that page is the other bit I'm going to just spend a little bit more time note bashing for, okay? So this is before the animando. I'm going to try and jump in before In Excelsis Deo, which is it near a figure number? It's not really, so it's the animando that we've just been going from. Here we go. In Excelsis.
In excelsis Deo. Amen. 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 Amen.
I'll save the end. I'll save the end for when we sing through this. Okay, fantastic everyone. Let's go back to the beginning of the Cum Sancto Spiritu and we'll just give it our best shot, okay? If you fall off the wagon, jump back on and give it your best shot today. See what's there, see what's missing. If you can, just kind of scribble on the page that you think, oh, that wasn't my best page or something. As you go along, just, oh, it's here and it's here. Then you'll know those little bits that you think, okay, go back to that in my practice time. Here we go, everyone. Here we go. Lovely.
Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. Amen. Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. Amen. Sancto Spiritu. Amen. 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 Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. 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 Sancto Spiritu, in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. 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 Gloria in excelsis. In excelsis Deo. Amen. 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 Amen.
Well, tenors, what a sing that was today. Really, really well done. Tough work, but hopefully worth it. And keep coming back to the video to work on these tricky bits in this movement. Really, really well done today. That was a huge sing and it was really concentrated work. So thank you for staying with me. And I look forward to seeing you at the Tutti on Tuesday. Have a lovely week. Goodbye.